In the small town of Salemville, a young man named Ethan was an avid gamer. He spent most of his evenings alone in his dimly lit apartment, engrossed in the virtual worlds of his favorite horror video games. The town had a dark history, shrouded in eerie tales of hauntings and unexplained phenomena, but Ethan never believed in such superstitions. That was until he stumbled upon a game that would change his life forever. Late one night, while browsing the internet, Ethan came across an obscure gaming website with a mysterious game titled The Haunting. Intrigued, he downloaded the game and started playing. As the pixelated world unfolded before him, he felt an inexplicable sense of unease. The atmosphere was unnervingly realistic, and the gameplay was unlike anything he had experienced before. As the night wore on, Ethan became increasingly immersed in the game's scary storyline. The protagonist, a lone wanderer, stumbled upon a desolate town, much like Salemville. The game's haunting soundtrack, combined with the realistic graphics, sent shivers down his spine. But soon, strange occurrences started happening in his apartment. The lights flickered, and he heard distant whispers when there was no one else around. He dismissed them as mere coincidences, attributing them to the tense atmosphere of the game. The next night, he returned to the game, unable to resist its sinister allure. As he progressed, the line between reality and the virtual world began to blur. Objects in his apartment seemed to move on their own, and he caught glimpses of shadowy figures out of the corner of his eye. Each time he tried to look directly at them, they vanished into thin air. Despite the growing terror, Ethan couldn't tear himself away from the game. It was as if he had been ensnared by an otherworldly force that compelled him to play on. His nights became sleepless, and he found himself avoiding mirrors, fearing what he might see staring back at him. In the game, the protagonist's encounters became increasingly sinister, and Ethan started experiencing a similar presence in his own apartment. Doors creaked open, even when he knew he had closed them securely. The whispers grew louder, now sounding like eerie laughter that echoed through the walls. Desperate to break free from the game's grip, Ethan sought help from the townspeople, hoping they would have answers to the unsettling events. But as he ventured outside, the once familiar streets of Salemville transformed into a dark and twisted nightmare. Faces in the crowd became contorted and grotesque, and every passerby seemed to glare at him with an unsettling gaze. Returning to his apartment, he realized that escaping the game meant confronting the dark force lurking within. He started researching its origins and discovered an old local legend that matched the game's plot eerily. According to the legend, a vengeful spirit had haunted Salemville centuries ago, seeking retribution for an unjust death. The spirit was said to possess anyone who dared play The Haunting, using their fear as its power source to manifest in the real world. With his heart pounding, Ethan resolved to confront the evil spirit within the game. Armed with determination, he plunged back into the virtual world, determined to break the curse and free himself from its clutches. As the final showdown unfolded in the game, Ethan faced his worst fears head-on. The dark spirit taunted him, using the game's terrifying scenarios against him. But deep within, he found the strength to overcome his terror and confront the spirit. With a burst of courage, Ethan defeated the malevolent force, breaking the curse that bound him to the haunted game. As the game's eerie atmosphere dissipated, the apartment returned to normal, and the haunting whispers vanished. Exhausted but relieved, Ethan vowed never to play another horror game again. He learned that even in the digital realm, darkness could creep into reality if you dared to challenge the unknown. From that day on, Salemville's haunted past served as a chilling reminder to all that some games were better left untouched, for the horrors they unleash may never truly fade away. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the story. Please consider to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more stories. So, until we meet again in the shadows, remember to keep your lights on and your doors locked. Stay vigilant and brace yourselves, for there are many more horrors awaiting us in the depths of darkness. See you next time, and may your nightmares be ever haunting.